Hello, Pokemon Go fans. This is the second edition of what we hope will be a weekly broadcast of what's happening in the world of Pokemon Go raids. Thanks to our site, Pokebattler.com, we're able to offer a unique analysis on the ever-changing popularity of raids every week. So, we're still stuck in Reggie Purgatory, with a totally mediocre Regirock being the main legendary available in raids right now. But Pokemon Go likes to throw some bones every now and then, and so that means we have a limited time legendary bird raids, finishing the trio with Moltres available for 3 hours last Saturday, and of course in shiny form if you're lucky. Personally, I think his shiny form made him look like a sunburned plucked chicken, but that's just me. Pokemon Go will be releasing all 3 of these birds again, all at the same time between September 13th and 20th. Why, after all the hoopla of the whole 3-hour availability for only one bird at a time, are they doing that? I have no idea. Well, they still have their limited time moves like Sky Attack. I still have no idea, but these legendary birds are way more useful than Regirock, so it does make raiding more exciting. And other exciting news, Mewtwo will be available as a normal Tier 5 raid. No X-Pass needed. That's exciting. Starting September 20th and going until October 23rd. But it's still not as exciting as some of those new super strong legendaries. So we at Pokebattler.com are so excited for them, we updated the site to just see how awesome they are. Assuming Pokemon Go doesn't change their stats, you can see how they are at Pokebattler.com/raids. So without further ado, let's get to the most popular raid countdown. Starting at number 10 is Kirlia, down from number 9 last week, with 2.5% of overall raid searches. This Mon is a second evolution before its final form of Gardevoir, who's a decent counter and a decent defender. But we still think people are raiding for him because you just never find him in the wild. The estimate for level 35 is 0.29, which means super duper easy to solo. Top counters are Ghost Mons like Gengar, Mewtwo, and Banette, Steel Mons, Metagross, and Poison Mons, Victory Bell, and Alolan Muck. Number 9 is Absol, down from number 7 with 3.54% of overall raid searches. Absol is pretty useless, but he's only available in raids and is a tier 4, which means you can't even take him solo. His estimator is 1.69, so you definitely need a friend, and you want to use fighting Mons like Machamp, Breloom, Hariyama, Blaziken, and Heracross to take him down. Number 8 is Donphan, who didn't even make the top 10 last week, so he sort of came out of nowhere, with 3.62% of overall raid searches. Donphan is a tier 3 Pokemon and barely makes our top 25 in defense rankings, making him slightly less useless for leaving in gyms. We believe his popularity may be due to the fact that he's challenging to solo, but not impossible, with the right counters, which would be Double Water Kyogre and Double Water Gyarados. If you've got a buddy, you can also use Double Grass Venusaur, Executor, Sceptile, and Double Ice Jinx. Have you managed to solo Donphan? Share with us in the comments. Number 7 is Ho-Oh, down from number 3 last week, which made sense last week because he was available for a few days, but has absolutely no logic to it this week. Somehow he got 4.32% of the overall raid searches, and we just have no idea why. Steady at number 6, same as last week, with 4.86% of overall raid searches, Alolan Marowak. He's completely useless, just like his normal form, but he's still really cool looking, and he surprisingly won't go down that easy. The estimator has him at 2.43, so that's 3 trainers at level 35. Top counters are Ghostly Ghastly, Double Water Kyogre, Psychic Ghost Mewtwo, Dark Rock Tyranitar, and Double Water Gyarados. Number 5 is Mewtwo, down from number 4 last week with 6.2% of overall raid searches. Remember, he'll be available without an X-Pass starting September 20th. Finding the best counters for him can be complex. We recommend you check out our infographic article with him. There's a link for it in the comments. His estimator is 2.69 at level 35, meaning you'll need 3 trainers. And if I were going after a Mewtwo with unknown moves, I'd want an army of Double Dark Tyranitar, maybe a couple of Psychic Ghost Mewtwo, and for good measure, a Double Dark Houndoom. I will be around 11 months pregnant by the time Mewtwo comes out, and I can just imagine my husband, Pokebattler founder known as Salandro, dragging me around Santa Monica to do Mewtwo raids. He says he's going to get me a wheelbarrow, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, number 4 is Tyranitar, who jumped up from number 10 last week with 6.34% of the overall raid searches. Maybe people were grabbing a few more T-Tar to use against their Moltres last Saturday? I don't know, but he's super useful, always coming up as a top counter, especially for those birds available next week. Although his Rock Quick Move is sadly no longer available, his other moves are still super strong, and of course you want to get that candy. He's a tier 4 with an estimator of 2.19 at level 35, so you'll definitely need 3 trainers to take him down. Unless you're super maxed out or have partly cloudy weather on your side. If you want to take down Tyranitar, you better bust out your fighting mons like Machamp, Breloom, Hariyama, Blaziken, and Heracross. Number 3 is Machamp, down from number 2 last week, with 8.38% of the overall raid searches. He's still the strongest mon in the game and a very strong counter against a lot of different mons, and is a top 10 attacker in our rankings. He's tier 3 with an estimator of 0.76 at level 35, so he's pretty easy to solo with the right mons like Double Psychic Mewtwo and Alakazam, Fire and Fighting Moltres with Sky Attack that hopefully you got last Saturday, Double Psychic Espeon, Double Flying Rayquaza, and Psychic Fairy Gardevoir. Dropping from the number 1 spot to number 2 with 9.34% of overall raid searches is Regirock. Not surprising, he's the main legendary right now, and despite being not super helpful or useful, he is popular. To take him down, you need 5 trainers at level 35 with an estimator of 4.22. Hopefully you can find some raider groups. His top counters are Double Fighting Machamp, Double Water Kyogre, Mudshot, Solar Beam Groudon, Double Fighting Breloom, and Hariyama. And number 1 is Moltres, with a whopping 20.89% of the overall raid searches. Wowzers. Moltres came out last Saturday, so we hope you caught some. If you didn't, don't fret though. He's coming out again with his birdie friends starting September 13th for 1 week. We think Moltres is the strongest and therefore super useful Firemon. Check out our recent infographic for the best counters for him at articles.pokebattler.com, and you'll see they're mostly rock mons, including super strong Double Rock Tyranitar, which is a legacy move from Community Day, both Alolan and regular Golem, Double Water Kyogre, then back to rock dudes including Regirock, Luna, or Soulstone, and Rayquaza with Ancient Power. And that's it for our weekly raid report. Check in next week to see what pops up on our raid charts. Subscribe and make sure you don't miss our next video. Later.